Shalom, Yashwala. This your brother Dawud from GMS Tampa Bay 07, coming at you with this here truth. First and foremost, I want to give all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule well. Salutations to y'all, keep pushing truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth. I'm going to jump into this here lesson real quick, and, we're going to just pretty much just jump right into it. I just try to record this, but we're going to get back into this here lesson. Basically, this lesson is going into the true light bearers. I was watching Apostle Tahar's video the other day, and apparently some people got all strung out of whack on the Luciferian deal. But nevertheless, that might be a stumbling block to some folks. But if you was to go on that word, Lucifer means light bearer. Basically, it's the same thing like that word Illuminati means the enlightened ones. They basically the same words. The people with the knowledge. Esau had all the knowledge beforehand, and now he's starting to lose all that knowledge. Let me actually grab this real quick. This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 6. It says, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are the hidden things sought up? Because Esau, again, like I said, was the original Illuminati. Well, not the original, but he's the Illuminati right now. He's the enlightened one. He knows all the stuff going on. He knows the working behind central banking and all of that stuff, how to come up. This is why he on top. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. But nevertheless, with the earth given into the hand of the wicked, he got the whole earth in darkness, And the Most High put us out here basically to give light into the world, knowledge, understanding, and we're going to, Lord willing, when we get, we those men, but Lord willing, we those men, and when we get into the kingdom, we're going to, basically be like the Rothschilds are now. We're going to be on top, but we're going to have this rulership, and we're going to, bring light into the world. But we already given the light into the world right now. We're on the highways and the byways, and we setting everything straight. Now you got, you see the effects of it now. You got people walking around asking, what's your nationality? Where did that come from? You got people talking about so-called Jesus name couldn't be Jesus because the letter J ain't been around that long. Where did that come from? They also said that he couldn't have been a white man. Where did that come from? You got people saying so-called white people. You got people using the word Edomites. Where did all of this come from? But all that's coming from us putting this here light up, into this darkness, because beforehand we didn't know nothing about this, So we're gonna just jump right into it. We're gonna start at the book of Psalms, chapter 43, verse 3. It says, "O send out thy light and thy truth, and let them lead me, and let them bring me into thy holy hill and into thy tabernacle." Yeah, so this light basically is the knowledge, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the scriptures, like the tree of life of good and evil, We see good and evil right now. We know what the hell is evil, and we know what is good, We know now for a fact that the scriptures is good, We need to stick to that. And we see that, and we know that because we know our own history now. We know that we fucked up right now because we went off, and that's why we're in such a low state, and this is why Esau's on top of us. Then we also get to see what wickedness is because we see Esau ruling, It says, Psalms 43 and 3 again, "O send out thy light and thy truth. Let them lead me. Let them bring me into the holy hill and thy tabernacle." Yeah, this is how you're going to get into that path of so-called life, because you're already on the path of death right now, eating GMOs and chemtrails and all this and that, and all the wickedness that Esau's got going on. But see, slowly we waking up from all of that and putting off that old man, and we are turning from those valley of dry bones into full-fledged people. Okay. Next scripture we're gonna get. This is back in the book of Psalms again. Psalms 119 and 130. It says, "The entrance of thy words giveth light." Okay? It giveth understanding to the simple. So basically these words, okay, that's in the scripture. Let me read the next one. This is man, I can keep reading, but nevertheless we're going to try to keep this here short. It says, "The entrance of Psalms 119 and 130. The entrance of thy words giveth light. It giveth understanding to the simple. I opened my mouth and panted. for I long for thy commandments. Yeah, these scriptures, you know, just a little taste of this, just it gives you wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Your whole life turn around and become way better once you get this here understanding, you know. For a quick example, beforehand, you know, like me for myself, you know, I was dealing with just, you know, women, like, you know, like any of us was just dealing with women, you know, and you just took whatever you got, you know. Sometimes you're like, oh, I ain't putting up with this or that. But now, learning about virtuous women and just wicked women, basically, you realize who is who when you start seeing them and all the wicked shit that they doing. You know what I'm saying? And you just like, oh, hell no. We ain't dealing with none of that because that's just pure wickedness. That ain't what we supposed to have. We supposed to have real women. These is just fucking harlots and deep ditches, basically, you know? This is the book of Luke, chapter 1, verse 76. It says, and thou, child, shalt be called the prophet of the highest, for thou shalt go before the face of the Lord to prepare his ways, to give knowledge and salvation to his people by remission of their sins. So to give knowledge and salvation unto his people. So yeah, that's what we're doing. First and foremost, you know, we telling the children of Israel to come, you know, who their power is, giving them his name and his son's name. Yahweh is his name, you know, that's who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shah is his son's name, okay? Then also we telling you who you are, you the children of Israel, okay? Then we also telling you to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments, you know? Hey man, look, stop eating that there pork, you know? Stop being a homosexual, you know? Don't abort your babies and shit like that, you know? It says to give knowledge of salvation unto his people by remission of their sins, through the tender mercies of our power, whereby the day springs from on high have visited us to give light to them that sit in darkness and in the shadow of death, to guide our feet in the way of peace. Yeah. So, you know, basically, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, right here in America, basically, you know, everything here is designed to kill you and is designed for death. And we telling you, you know, look, stay away from this and stay away from that. That pork gonna kill your ass, you know. Gonna give you high blood pressure, high cholesterol and stuff like that, you know. Stop with that sodomy shit. That shit is nasty, you know. Stop getting these tattoos and shit like that, you know. Stop following after Esau, because all he doing is enslaving your ass, you know. It says to give light to them that sit in darkness and in the shadow of death, to guide our feet in the way of peace. Yeah, so in that dark, basically metaphorically speaking, you know, you in a dark room, you know, and everybody just stumbling and fumbling and tripping and falling and can't find nowhere to go, you know. It's like you're trying to put a gun together and load a gun in a room, a dark ass room, you know, in a room, you know, from wall to wall, it's like 100 feet between each wall, you know. You can't find a goddamn thing in there, you know. And it's like all of a sudden somebody come in with a big ass torch and light up the whole room. It makes everything so much easier for you, you know. Now instead of you just fumbling around in the dark, you might not never get the damn gun together and get the bullets in there. You know, now we just made it simple for you. Like, this is life. You wasting so much time trying to figure out why you just can't get shit right, because you following after the doctrine of death. You following after Esau. He set everything up for confusion. You know, so you ain't gonna never get nothing right following after him, you know? This is 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 3. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. Okay, so if what we trying to tell you, you can't get it, you know, it's because you lost. And why you lost? And in whom the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not. Yeah, basically Esau, okay, he done blinded your ass because you don't want to believe. You want to be an atheist, or you don't want to believe in God. Then you ain't gonna have a good ass life. You're gonna have a fucked up ass life. You know, not saying you gotta believe in God to have a good. You do, but you know what I'm saying. But at the same time, like, if you don't believe in God, right, and with the Most High say, look, you're gonna believe it's all right to be a homosexual, okay? You're gonna continue putting your rod into another man's anus, or anybody's fucking anus for all that matter. Then you're gonna wonder why you got all these damn diseases and shit. You know. Then you wanna figure out why you got goddamn what they call what do they call that shit? there's a lady that come on YouTube all the goddamn time. I think about this shit every time I see that commercial. But she got colon cancer, you know? I'm like, yeah, you probably been, you know the shit you was probably doing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, shit. Yeah, but nevertheless, alright, we're good. Yeah, but nevertheless, you know, people is doing all this, they following after Esau and his misguided ways, and they trying to figure out what's going on. It's just like, you go to these schools in Esau's education system, and then once you graduate, you wonder why you're not you can't really function in society, because he trained you on how to just be a slave. He didn't train you on how to think on your own, to be autonomous. You know, he trained you how to just follow his ass, you know? And you wondering why your ass is just stupid. That's because he trained you to be stupid, you know? Verse 4 again. In whom the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not, least the light of the glorious gospel of Hamashiach, who is the image of Yahweh, should shine unto them. Yeah, look, Esau is blinding your damn mind, and he trying to cut off YouTube, block our videos and discredit us and come up against us with this Christianity doctrine and all this. He got all kind of shit coming up against us right now, being demons and shit like that. That's when you see, we all know how it is in the Bible. It's what these demons is coming up for. Because he's trying to stop you from getting this here truth. Because once you understand this here truth, it's going to set you free. Because you're going to realize this nigga's only power really over you is that he lying to you and you believe him. Once you stop believing him, then he really ain't got no real power over you. You know, you're still going to be in captivity until we get salvation. But nevertheless, you ain't going to just sit there and be believing him. Oh, so I can stick my penis in another man's rectum and then we going to be all right? Fuck nah. You know, you're going to wonder why, you know, these goddamn transgenders, it's a sickness, and the way to fix them is to give them a goddamn sex change. Why is their suicide rate super fucking high? You know? But nevertheless, keep reading on. It says, For Yahweh, who commanded the light to shine out of the darkness, have shone in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of Yahweh in the face of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. So basically, the Most High gave us this script, you know, Ezekiel chapter 3. You know how it says, eat this here roll, you know, and I set you as a watchman over the children of Israel. And also, Ezekiel 9 and 4, I think it is. Set a mark upon them that sigh and cry for the abominations that be done thereof. You know, we telling them on the highways and the byways what's going on, and out there feeding the flock and fishing the elect, you know, and also going out to the valley of dry bones and raising them back up, you know. It says, for Yahweh has commanded the light to shine out of the darkness and have shone in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge. Okay, so we giving this knowledge to our people, you know, to wake them back up, to give them life, you know. Jump to this next script. This is a we're gonna get the famous one right here. This is John 3:16. John 3:16, baby. John 3:16 says, for Yahweh so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. Yeah, when you read in Acts chapter 2, verse I think 22, it'll tell you. Let me get it for edification, because we don't want to leave no room for no goddamn scoffers. It says, Acts 2 and 21, and it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. That's what we just read in John 3:16. Ye men of Israel, hear these words. Yahweh Shah of Nazareth, a man approved of Yahweh among you by miracles and wonders and signs which Yahweh did by him in the midst of you, as you yourselves know. So it says, look, ye men of Israel, hear this. This is who they talking to, you know. Like when the CEO of Walmart passed down to all his employees, he's only talking to the Walmart employees, not the Kmart employees, you know. But back in John 3:16, for Yahweh so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. For Yahweh sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world of Israel, but the world through him might be saved. Of Israel, the elect, the 144,000 and the 1/3. He that believeth not on him is condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned. Hold on. He that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already, because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of Yahweh. Okay? Yeah, again, we talking about the light and the darkness. We telling y'all, you know, look, you think that you can only be saved by the name of Jesus. Well, when Yahweh Shah walked the earth, they didn't even understand the concept of the letter J. Physically impossible for them to even call him that. So when they wrote this here down, they didn't even think about that name being in their mind. So, but our own people will sit there and fight us to, I'm going to still believe on that. You know, and they got that white image, and we'll show you that the people who painted that, they bowing down to a black image, but they got you bowing down to an image like them. You know, but they still want to bow down to that, you know. It says, he that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already, because he have not believed on the name of the only begotten Son of Yahweh. And this is condemnation, that light is coming to the world, okay? Yeah, the real truth and knowledge and information is coming into the world right now. All the secret shit and all the hidden shit is all the answers to the world is all coming out now. And men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil. Yeah, everybody else, these people that's coming up against us, these scoffers and everybody else, they don't like this shit because they want to continue on doing their wickedness. These demons, and they want to keep fucking having sex, sodomizing people, basically. You know what I'm saying? And sodomizing little kids and shit like that. They want to keep doing that because they demons, basically, you know? And we tell them, like, yo, man, if y'all sit out here and keep molesting all these little kids, all they're going to do is grow older and become child molesters their damn self, you know? Everybody going to be all fucked up. Then what's going to happen, you know? Everybody going to be all deranged in their mind and committing suicide, then the whole planet going to be in chaos, you know? For everyone that, let me read 19 again. This is condemnation, that light is coming to the world. Yeah, the wisdom and knowledge is coming to the world now, you know? The real truth is coming to the world now. And men love darkness rather than light. Yeah, but you want to keep fucking around with that death, you know? Because their deeds were evil. For everyone that doth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds be reproved. Yeah, you don't want to come to this truth and accept this. You know, it's not that people don't believe in a power or a God, you know? It's just the fact that the real deal is, look, you're going to either, follow what he say, or you're going to just ignore him. That's all it is to it, you know? The people who say they don't believe in the Most High, basically they just don't, like, I'm going to just ignore them. I don't really give a damn, you know? They know, because it's harder for them to not understand or believe than it is for them to, you know, for instance, it's way easier for you to understand that somebody created all of this and put you here than to just think that some elements that had to have been, like, damn, like, you talking about they just evolved and what created the first elements to even evolve? You can't have nothing come out of nothing to create something. You need at least something to start with, you know? You at least need some wood and some nails before you build a fucking house. You can't just build a house with no materials, okay? You ain't gonna get nowhere. You can't go to the store and buy something without no money. You know what I'm saying? You at least gotta have a credit, okay? You gotta have some kind of credit or something, a down payment or something. You can't, like, you gotta have something, you know? It's harder for you. It's harder for you to believe that type of shit than for you to believe that, okay, this is a design, okay? You don't never have no kind of design without a designer. You don't have a creation without a creator, okay? That's just simple, okay? And really, shit, you believe in that evolution shit, but like, okay, so on the beach, you got all the elements that you would need to make a salt shaker with salt. You got the water, and you got, you know, sand, where, you know, you heat that shit up, you can make glass out of that, right? And then inside the water, when you heating it up, you know what I'm saying, you're going to evaporate the water a little bit. You should be left with the salt. Why don't you have fucking beaches full of salt shakers, you know? The rainforests and shit like that with all them trees. How come the trees don't ever fall down and create houses? Okay, like actual structures and buildings, like squared off and shit like that, you know? How come these mountains, you know what I'm saying, don't just carve themselves up into monuments? I mean, like Mount Rushmore. They didn't add nothing to Mount Rushmore in order to create that picture. If anything, they took away half the damn rock. So why didn't the mountain just, like, shed some of his own rock to create a fucking picture like that, you know? But nevertheless, we're going to just jump right into it, and we're going to try to get through the rest of this and go ahead and close out. This is the book of Acts, chapter 26, verse 17. It says, delivering thee from the people and Hold on, I want to read this. I'm going to start at verse 15. Okay. Yeah, well, I'll just start at 16. This is Yahushua talking to Paul, but Acts, and, you know, I say it like that because, you know what I'm saying, for this instance, it's not necessarily important that you know who he's talking to, because the things that was written aforetime was written for us today, you know, so we just following after their footsteps. So this is the same thing that's being spoken to us today. Acts 26 and 16, but rise and stand upon thy feet, for I have appeared unto thee for this purpose, to make thee a minister and witness both the things which thou hast seen, and of those things which I will appear unto thee, delivering thee from the people and from the Gentiles, unto whom I now send thee. Now the Gentiles they're talking about is our own people, you know. So for instance, like me, myself, and I, you know, before this I was a Gentile. I was a so-called black man, a so-called Christian black man, and a so-called American black man and a Christian, you know. Now I realize that I'm not none of those things. Actually, I'm actually a Hebrew Israelite from the tribe of Judah. Okay, that's who I am, you know. Verse 18, to open their eyes, to turn them from darkness to light. Okay, so you starting to open their eyes, you starting to enlighten them. Okay, they starting to shine now, you know. To open their eyes, to turn them from darkness to light, from the power of Satan unto God. I'll just read it like that. So again, the things, you know, these are synonymous with one another. To turn them from darkness to light, from the power of Satan unto God. Okay, so let me reread that again. It says to turn them away from darkness to light, from the power of Esau unto basically Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, his rulership and his way and his doctrine, that they may receive forgiveness of sin and inheritance from them which are sanctified by faith that is in me. Yeah, look, basically you know, our people, they want to keep, listen, look, we telling you, look, stop being a homosexual, stop gangbanging, stop selling drugs, this and that. And they want to be like, nah, fuck that, we want to keep doing what we doing. We're like, listen, we telling you that the only reason you selling drugs is because you can't even live and have a prosperous life without doing that shit. We telling you, come back to your law, statutes, commandments, be patient, and in due time, this goddamn devil that's oppressing you finna be your slave, and you ain't gonna have to do none of this shit no more. But you keep selling them damn drugs, you gotta keep looking over your shoulder, worry about the police kicking in your door, the dope boys kicking in your door, all kind of crazy shit. You know, you can't even live a regular ass life. You know, put that shit down, and we're gonna give you peace. You know. This is the book of John, chapter 8. Verse 12, then spake Yahushua unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but he shall have the light of life. Yeah. So, like the men of the Lord that's on the highways and the byways, right? We know better than to, you know, for instance, we know not to be eating pork. So, you know, we're not going to be one of those people over there with high blood pressure and shit like that, and then you go to the doctor and they tell you, hey, you got to cut out pork, you know? We already know that. You know what I'm saying? We're not over here being sodomites, then find out that you got, like, fucking some kind of STD or something you can't get rid of, you know? But it says, then spake Yahushua unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. Yeah, he's this, you know, like the first chapter of John speak about, you know? He's these scripts, you know? This is the information into the world that you need to live a so-called prosperous life. Or, to give you this is the combination to the safe to get in there and get all the goddamn money out the bank, you know? You about to hit the biggest heist in the world, and you're going to be able to walk in. The only problem is you need the combination to the safe. You ain't got to worry about the police or escape route or none of that shit. And we giving you the combination to the safe. It's 1, 2, 3. It's just that fucking simple. Go over there, press the button, you good. But you want to sit here and try to figure this shit out on your own, and you just wasting time. You'll never get in there, you know? John 8 and 12 one more time. Then spake Yahushua unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. He that follows me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. This is Isaiah 49, verse 6. And he said, it is a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant to raise up the tribes of Jacob. Okay, like we read in Ezekiel 37. And to restore the preserved of Israel. And I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles, that thou mayest be my salvation unto the end of the earth. And the Gentiles here again is speaking about the children of Israel. Okay, that don't know that they, like when we go on the highways and the byways, we ask you, what's your nationality? And you say, I'm black. I'm Jamaican. You a Gentile. We trying to tell you, you from the tribe of Judah, or you from the tribe of Benjamin. You know, that's what we tell you. When you reply, I'm black, you a Gentile. We got to bring you back into being who you really are. There ain't no such thing as being black. That's basically a condescending statement saying that you dead. You know, and really you are dead according to Ezekiel 37. When you say something like that, but we trying to blow that breath of life back onto you, so you had that spirit put back onto you that you may live. You know. This is the book of Luke, chapter 2, verse 30. This is Luke chapter 2, verse 30. For my eyes have seen thy salvation, which thou hast prepared before the faces of all thy people, as a light to lighten the Gentiles and the glory of thy people Israel. So again here, like I keep saying, the Gentiles are talking about the children of Israel. And it's just clearly saying here. But it says, for my eyes have seen thy salvation. Yeah, and we telling you, look, things like this. Okay, for instance, you being a Negro or a black person, okay? If you a black person, we ask you, hey, what's your nationality? Oh, I'm black. Okay, so then you believe that if you, first of all, you probably don't even believe in UFOs. But if you did, one day when you do see a real UFO, you're going to think it's an alien invasion, and you're going to be running from that shit. And we telling you, listen, that ain't no goddamn UFO. That's the chariots of the Most High, the chariots of Israel. That's your salvation. That's your ride up out of here. Esau's the goddamn devil. That's your enemy. That's your oppressor. That's who you got to get saved from. This is your ride to get the fuck up out of here. That's your way to get out of prison. This is prison. This is hell. We telling you all of that, you know. It says, for my eyes have seen thy salvation, which thou hast prepared before the face of all people, a light to lighten the Gentiles and the glory of all thy people Israel. Okay. This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 14. It says, ye are the light of the world, a city that is set on a hill that cannot be hid. Okay, and that's talking about the servants or the prophets, you know, the men of the Lord. You are the light of the world. And right now the whole world is in darkness. We telling the whole world, look, nukes are real, okay? And Russia is going to be a garden to, you know, these other people. And also America's allies are going to turn on America, but then they're going to all shoot their nukes over here on America, turning this bitch into the lake of fire. Okay? Esau going to fall. Esau's the so-called white man. Esau's also the damn devil. Okay? He's your oppressor. You're the children of Israel. Okay? Yahweh is who you ignorantly call God. Yahweh Shai is his son. Okay? And you about to get salvation if you come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments. Okay? You're the light of the world. And then also, you know, again, not just talking to our people, but to everybody else, you know, telling them like, look, man, Esau, you know, but our main focus is to our people, but telling them like, yo, Esau got fluoride in the water, he got GMOs, he got X, Y, and Z. We telling them about all this bullshit. He got pedophile rings, MK Ultra, Pizzagate. We telling them about all kind of shit like that, you know. You are the light of the world, a city that is set on a hill that cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick and give it light unto all that are in the house. Yeah, we don't really hide none of this. We go out on the highways and the byways and on the internet and we upload this worldwide. We putting this here light into the whole world. Why do you think people is now talking about Jesus' name couldn't have been Jesus because the letter J was just now invented? Why do you think people now is walking around asking what their nationality is? And people saying, well, I ain't black. I'm a Jew. Why do you think people are saying, oh, Esau? They ain't never heard of that word before. Now they coming out saying Esau and Edom. You know, what's an Edomite? Why are all these Christians all of a sudden, instead of ignoring us now, why are they all coming against us now? Because their congregation is being shooken up. Now they forced to deal with this. Why are they trying to shut down YouTube and come out with net neutrality and all this truth filters and stuff like that to shut us down, you know? Because we the light to the world. We turned on the light. Now all the roaches starting to scatter. Now the roaches want to turn the light back off so they can continue eating up all your bread in your cupboard. And we like, nah, bro. We the orchid man. We're gonna come in, turn the lights on, and we're gonna raid this bitch. Okay? We don't need this death going around no more. You know, we about to exterminate your ass. Verse 16, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Yeah, that's like I was just saying, you know, we go on the highways and the byways, you know, in the open, in the chief concord of places, downtown in the major cities, okay? We go on the internet, you know, we prophesy on the internet, we don't hide our face, you know, we don't hide behind nothing. You see us, you know, we are the same spots week in, week out, you know. In the midst of living a regular life, we still do this, you know. We don't hide none of our light, and it just is what it is. You know, when people, it's the in season, out of season. You know, somebody come up and ask us about something, we don't be like, oh, it ain't the time right now. You got to catch us on Saturday, or you got to catch us on YouTube. No, we'll stop right then and there. Be like, yo, mask off, fuck it, mask off. You know, we ain't got to hide. We're gonna let you know what it is, because this is what our deal was. You know, we admitted the Lord. We're gonna tell you what the deal is, and it don't really matter. We're not trying to hide our candlestick. You know, like I said, mask off, fuck it. You know, we're not like those superheroes be walking around with their mask on and shit, you know? But nevertheless, you know, I wanted to just get into this here little quick lesson about us being a light into the world and you know, the things that's happening right now into the world, because we starting to shine this here light and people are starting to see it, and now they starting to have to address it, you know? People are having to face the music now, you know? Like with the so-called Christianity stuff, you know? These Christians having to start to deal with this type of stuff. That's why they're coming out with this, more or less this book, more or less to say a study guide to combat Hebrew Israelites with, or how they call it, Black Hebrew Israelites. Why do they even need some shit like that, you know? If they actually had the true we don't have a doctrine to have to come up against them. We're just reading the doctrine of the scripts, you know? And this here doctrine squashes whoever coming from whatever angle, because this is just the truth. They got to come up with their own different sects of lies and this and that just to come up against this. But nevertheless, Lord willing, this here lesson was edifying, you know. Until next time, I say, Call Halal Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, double honors to the apostles and the elders that taught me this here truth. And salutations to you, brothers, pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth. Stay strong. Shalom.